Oh, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like a o'clock. I'm Pearl of Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom. Hello. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me all right? Can everybody hear me okay? Everybody hear me all right? So we had a fantastic night of hockey last night. Um, hey, how you doing, Kyle? Welcome. I'm looking for our picks from last night. I can't find them. Oh, here they are. Oh, good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, I mean, it's exciting times for him. It's going to be hard to judge that until he's played there for a little bit. Well, hi, Joey. Welcome to live. I'm sorry, I just had some news. I got a little. Okay. Don't forget to like. That's right. Yeah, Taylor Hall played well last night. As good as he could in his new digs. It's going to take a while to him to get used to his teammates and all that stuff like that. But goal and assist to start off is pretty darn good, I would say. Let's have some fun. Let's do that. No, we got. Oh, no, we don't have any likes. Some likes would be good. For sure. I don't know what you mean by the trade. Like you're just basically going to say this trade, and then based on whether I think it's a good trade or not, people get points. I don't know how to work that. Swayman, yeah, I mean it was bound to happen for a young guy like that. It was bound to happen. Oh my God, now it's coming back up. Markstrom did Markstrom play last night? Let me check. Oh, Antti Ranta is going to be in for the Coyotes. Oh, shoot. That changes things. Good thing I got an under on that. Are the Flames playing tonight? Yeah. It doesn't say who's going to be in for the Flames. And they traded away. Yeah, I don't know who's going to be. It still doesn't say who's going to be in for the Flames. We know that Matt Murray's going to be in for Senators and the Jets Brossois. Yeah, I had the Flames winning that. I was pretty sure they were going to win that. But against Montreal, I can't see it. Oh, there you go. Perla dance, Perla dance, Perla dance, Perla dance. Yeah. Like I was saying yesterday, I don't think it's wise to put in a goaltender that played for another team when you haven't even had a chance to play with that goaltender yet. The team hasn't had a chance to see what the goaltender's tendencies are or anything like that, and you're playing against a team that you're playing against the team that played with you, so they know your tendencies and they know how to play you. I really didn't think that was a wise move. I thought Toronto actually played really well considering they were on a back-to-back. So he's pretty negative about the Bruins. He likes to be negative about his team. So then he doesn't. It's weird. He's like he doesn't feel like he's setting himself up for a loss when they lose. Uh, he's sort of odd that way. Just 1 second. I got a phone call. Hello. No, and I'm on doing my show right now. Nope, no call yet. Unless it. Oh, the Amazon's in. Yeah. Yeah. No. I'm gonna double check here because I just got in from the shower. But while I was in the shower, they did call. All right. I should have just not did the show. I can't take it in the shower with me. Well, of course. Can you call them like really quick? Oh no, you can't call them from there. Okay, I'll call them quick. I don't know what are they giving you? They're just giving you like the Then they would have left a message, so I can check the messages. Yeah, I'm doing it. I sold big. No, he's telling me we got to call him back. Um, 188-689-9876. Sorry about that. Very important call. Like Tim Peel. Sorry about that. Had to take off for a second. So what were we? I don't understand what you were saying about the very late. Thinks it's bad weather. Oh, they're late. Yeah. I don't know. I've heard that he may be back, but I don't know exactly. Uh, he's got back issues. For him to have back issues and be out as long as he has, the way that he's been out, first of all, it's odd. Second of all, I'm pretty concerned for his career. Uh, that's a lot of time to be out with a back issue, and then say you're going to be back, and then don't come back, and all that kind of stuff like that. So NHL is banning Perla from hockey with a hot mic just from like Tim Peel. Okay. Okay, well, we should probably get into the games from last night. And we have, oh, I got to go while I'm talking to you here. I got to go into my mail and we got to see the updated standings. I'll get them up here and I'll show you to them after we get. Oh, they are interesting, the standings for sure. How many points are the Bruins behind the Penguins? I did have the standings up here a minute ago. They are 2 points behind. It's amazing. They are 2 points behind, and no, sorry, they're 6 points behind, and they're 2 games. They have 2 games in hand. It doesn't feel like the Bruins have did well enough to be in that spot. The Rangers are right behind them. Yeah, if they can get Tuukka Rask back, you never know what the Bruins can do here. That team with Tuukka Rask is a totally different team. Totally different team. Yeah, probably because I just got up and came back again. But it's okay. Let's look at the games from last night. And what everybody had for picks and stuff like that. Then we're going to show you who's in the lead for the points. And then, of course, we're going to do the games for tonight. So... yeah, right on. Okay, let's go. Games for last night. Let's look at it. Okay. Oh, I forgot the Wild are playing right now. I should have that game on. So we can't even do that game tonight because we already have a score. It's already halfway through the second. My gosh. Those afternoon games, they mess you up. So it's 2-1 now, but we'll go to yesterday's games. Bruins 3-2 over the Sabres. What do we have here? I had 6-4 Bruins. I don't know why I thought it was going to be such a high score. Serrano with the 3-2 Bruins. Woo! Type in the chat for Serrano. First game back for the first game with the Bruins for Hall, and he looked not too bad. Apparently, our good friend John didn't think so, though. But he's pretty. You're right. He is pretty negative on his team. The thing is the Bruins. Probably you want the Bruins to be winning that game a little more handily against Buffalo with Tokarski and net. I can understand it's hard to watch your team and you know that they should be better than they are. However, that young defense really does struggle. Riley came in and played 20 minutes last night. I'm going to put this up here so I can talk to you guys while I'm doing this. There, now I can watch you guys at the same time. Hello, how you doing, Terry? So I don't know how the Riley played 22 minutes, his first game with the team. He's played okay, I guess. It's good to have a veteran in there now. McAvoy coming back, first game, 25 minutes, right back up to that top minutes again. And Kevin Miller was back again last night. So this is a team that Boston, I think, can still surprise here in the playoffs. They're just it's just been a very tumultuous season with injuries and everything with them, and you get everybody back, get back on track again. You never know, Boston could just crush it. So I think that's why they went out and got Taylor Hall. That very well could be the case. Buffalo Sabres, they Eichel is day to day. Yeah, Serrano, you got it, buddy. You hit it. Good for you. Awesome. Uh, the Sabres are playing better. I think that coach probably will. Granado will probably get her, signed back up again to coach for the next year as well, at least. Bjork, yeah. What did he play? 13 minutes last night. No power play, no, which makes sense because he hasn't had time to work with the team on that sort of thing. He did get an assist though. He was playing on a line with Cousins. Put him on with Cousins right away. He was that. I mean, he's not an upgrade over Hall, of course, but he's an interesting guy. I know that off the wall, John says that he's not a big fan of him, but I think maybe sometimes players, when they just see that they have more of an opportunity in front of them, will play a lot better. So it's possible that he could do that here. Just 1 second. So I got something very important happening at the moment. Okay. Have I met? No, I haven't met Kim. I haven't had her over. As far as I know, he's done for the season. Yeah. Uh, there's no use playing him now. If there's any chance of him getting re-injured, what's the use of playing him right now? The thing with Buffalo is losing Allmark last night. That's well, I mean, it's probably a good thing for them because they need to lose games. But good for Tokarski. He brought up his save percentage and looked pretty good. Tokarski is one of the nicest people you're going to ever know. He's fought hard to be in the NHL, and it'd be interesting to see if he gets a backup job next year. But the Bruins played well enough to win. Didn't they? And they did win. It's just I think John was hoping that they would crush it a little more, and I understand that because it is the worst team in the league they're playing against. How in the house of spanking? Yes, that's right. All the San Jose Sharks had to go there. Um, okay, let's move on to the next game then. Back here. So it was Flyers versus Capitals. Yeah, it already a lot of time went by. That was a terror. Like the Flyers are my team, and there's not much to talk about that. Did anybody have 6-1? It could have been. Oh, I was close. I had 6-2. But did there was Cerrone and CL took the Flyers. Big Flyers fans. You'd have to be to take them in that spot. Hello, Pearl. How you doing, Perlo Wisdom Jr.? Welcome to the live. But everybody got a lot of points for the 2 points for that one, pretty much. Yeah, the Flyers have given up. Uh, I don't think you can bring a coach back that has had a team that has given up like that. I think AV is really going to have to go. For his fault or not, I don't think it matters at this point. I'm going to show the Perlo standings after we do our sponsor, just before we do our picks. Yeah, I think they've just pretty much given up, and I think that AV is going to have to go. I can look at this. The thing that was so cool was on that game was watching Mantha go nuts last night. He played really well. Yeah, that's the way Mantha needs to play, and you can tell they were lifting him up like crazy. A lot of lifting up for Mantha because he's been playing on a bad team for a long time, and I think it really affected him in Detroit, and that's the reason why they were letting him go. I think that's the reason why they were trading him is he wasn't handling all the losing well, and now he gets to go to Washington where he can win and feel good about himself and stuff like that. I don't. That is the most difficult situation to with Carter Hart. Like you keep on thinking, you keep on gotta think that you have to keep on thinking that the environment, change the environment, and you'll help Carter Hart, and then things will be okay. I think you have to. I can't. You can't trade Carter Hart now on this low. You're not going to get enough for him. You're not going to get the goaltender you need. Carter Hart's everything, man. They got to change the environment there somehow, whatever it is that they have to do. And I wish I could say I knew. I think you really got to be in the room to know what's going on there. Well, the only thing I can say is you look at you. Only thing I can say is maybe you got to look at what Hextall was trying to do there, and what they didn't agree with Hexy on what he was wanting to do, and he said he thought Hextall wasn't ready. I'm guessing it was probably mentally or maturity wise that he wasn't ready. Yeah, I mean, playing with a porous defense like that's hard on a kid. And I think that's really what Hextall was basically saying is until they got their defense where he thought it should be, it wasn't wise to put Carter Hart in there. That may be it. I'm not totally sure. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I do know that Hextall was an amazing goaltender himself. And if I'm going to, when they fired him and when I knew what he was doing, I even said, it's time to bring up Carter Hart. Like I said that, but I'm saying that from a fan perspective. And, you know, it just looks like he's the best goaltender, so you should play him. But on the same note, I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you know, Ron Hextall knows goaltenders pretty well. You know, it's a pretty good chance that, in my opinion, who's the most underrated general manager? Wow, that's a good question. Who's the most underrated general manager? Well, I would have said Ballard because a lot of people talk crap about Ballard, but I don't know now if you could consider him underrated anymore. Oh, Minnesota just scored and make it 3-1. I don't know if you could consider him underrated anymore. You got the Avs sport too. Well, we'll do that when we get there. Who else would I say? Most underrated general manager. Okay, Sakic's not underrated. Maybe Armstrong, and now the general manager of the Arizona Coyote. But he hasn't really had a really big window for a general manager. He was the assistant general manager of St. Louis, and you know, he built that, helped build that team. I still think maybe Kekalainen. I don't think people appreciate what Kekalainen did in Columbus and and his draft picks and all that. Maybe him. He did an amazing job in there. What do you think? What do you think is the most underrated general manager? Yeah. Um, but another underrated general manager. You in the long run, you may think. How about Rob Blake? Rob Blake has done a great job in LA. Yeah, Hextall's in the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hextall's kind of. I have a feeling Hextall in the back of his mind is doing I told you so's. I have a feeling, yeah. And so maybe you could say Hextall, but we'll see what he does in Pittsburgh. Fitzgerald is another one right now because people wouldn't really think of him yet because he just became a New Jersey Devil, and it's only been a short amount of time. But everything he's done in New Jersey to me has been fantastic. So, so maybe Fitzgerald. That move that he got Siegenthaler to me was, even if Siegenthaler doesn't pan out, which I think he likely will, I really like him. It was for how little, like for a third to give a guy a shot on your top line, a guy that was buried on a team like that, um, that I think was kind of unfairly not given the opportunity to play. To tell you the honest truth, I think that was a fantastic pickup. He just makes smart little moves, like really everything he's done, I don't think there's been one move that Fitzgerald has done in New Jersey where I didn't think it was a good move. Even the bringing Johansson over from Toronto. I mean, Johansson's not a great player, but he barely gave anything up for a guy who can easily play a top 6 role on that team. You don't know any of the general managers' names? I know that's amazing because I do. I think I can go every single general manager, and I'm sure that Hockey News Reports can too. Anyways, we got to get to the other games here. Rangers versus Devils. I think Siegenthaler may be the best low-risk, high-reward at the deadline. I'd have to take a closer look at that. Hey, Avatar, how you doing? Okay, Rangers versus Devils was, what, 3-0, right? CL came in right at the right time. CL got 5 points last night on that game. Woo! Avatar, how you doing? CL got it. A couple people, Avatar had the Devils. A lot of people had the Devils, actually. I had 5-2. Valaro had 3-2 Rangers. Mercer 4-2. And then the rest had the Devils. Now, the Devils really didn't have a chance in this game as far as I was concerned. Heiskanen had just come in from injury. Zaka is a big loss for them. But late now, they're just looking at picking up. They really got to be just looking towards picking up draft picks and stuff like that. They're out of it. They know it. Shesterkin is looking like he was going into the playoffs. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a tight race with the Rangers and the Bruins to see who gets that spot. The Rangers play the Devils now for like 3 more times or something like that. And I think there's a really good chance they could beat them every game, but they're at least going to probably beat them 3 out of the 4 games. So, and Boston's got a tough schedule. CL is trending in the standings. He certainly is. Kravtsov played 13.56. He came over from Russia this year, and so far hasn't been blown out of the water, but he's just getting used to the North American game and stuff like that. I still thought Kakko might be growing a little more this season. He's not really he's still not putting up all that many points. Hello? Her husband, she forgot her phone today. She did try to call you though. Sorry about that. Yeah, so they're an interesting team, and they're just all running on the right. He's got the Rangers. There was talk about firing Quinn, and you know what? I was kind of on the edge, maybe, but I kept on going back to last year and their push to the playoffs, and I thought you got to at least give him a shot to see if he can do that. Zibanejad. Yeah, more. That's right. People call it more and more people calling for their spanking at the House of Spanking. You're right. That's exactly it. I'm very busy. My receptionist is ill today. So, yeah, Zibanejad scored again. Buchnevich is really having a good year. Under the radar, Buchnevich this year. He's got 37 points this year already. That's got to be a career year for him. And that team's just flying, and it's flying because Shesterkin is flying. Like when Shesterkin's on, just about any team is good. Watch out, watch out for the Rangers. Siegenthaler played last night. Actually, he got 15 minutes. He was a -1, 2 hits. Wonder who he played with. Probably Ryan Murray. That would be a good guy to play him with because he's that type of player. So him and Ryan Murray can. The thing about Siegenthaler is they have to teach. He has to learn how to simplify his game. He tries to do too much with the puck that he's not able to do in the NHL. So getting a guy like Ryan Murray there, Ryan Murray's a very simple player. He's good skater and all of that, but he's not really an offensive guy. He's just a simple out of the zone type defenseman. So playing with Siegenthaler, that'll be a big boost for Siegenthaler to be able to play with a guy like Ryan Murray there. And kudos to Ryan Murray for not getting injured much this year. It's the first time in his career, which I'm sure is a big relief for him as well. Flames versus Leafs. I had the Flames winning last night. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, guess I did have the Flames winning last night. Yeah, April is always busy month at the House of Spanking. How do you know that? Because you've tried to get in April, haven't you, Sasha? I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's very busy month. Very busy month. After a long winter, people like to get a good spanking in before spring gets going. So you're right. Very well. Hopefully the wait wasn't too long. You got to go on a bit of a waiting list. So the Flames versus the Leafs. Yeah, I had 3-2. I got it. Perladez. Woo! Oh yeah, like button, guys. We have 1 like here. No wonder there's nobody coming in here. They don't even think the people in here like it. Lots of likes. Oh yeah, okay. You better have counted my points. Who else had the Flames? Serrano had the Flames. You caught up 2 points on a lot of people because did everybody else had the Leafs, I believe. Yeah, it was just you and I that had the Flames, Serrano, so we caught up on that game. That was an interesting game, of course. Riddick, we talked about it already, how I didn't think it was a good idea to put Riddick in that spot, although he did play well. But it's just, to me, it was not a good play. I would have rather than Masah Hutchinson in there. Let Riddick get settled out a little bit before he goes off and... For some reason, it won't pop up in my chat. Anyway, so we talked about that game a lot. And so the next game, we talked about that a lot anyways. Did Foligno play in that game? Why won't that? Okay, here it comes. Now it will. Foligno didn't play, right? No, he's got to go into quarantine. So that was part of they had Sabrin in. Sabrin went in there and scrapped with Lucic. Do you guys see that fight? That was pretty cool. That was a great scrap. So they talked about it afterwards. You can check it out. They asked Lucic about it. And Lucic said that he felt that as soon as he saw that Sabrin was in the lineup, he was probably going to be fighting him that game. Because that's the only reason why Sabrin's in the lineup. Simmons was in there too, but you know, it's actually not a bad idea to throw Sabrin in every once in a while, so Simmons doesn't feel like he has to fight. But they probably thought that they were going to need energy for that game, and Sabrin brings that because of the tough back-to-back. I thought Toronto played really well considering they were on a back-to-back. Yeah, Sabrin's not a great player. He shouldn't be playing in the NHL. You don't see too many guys that can fight like Wayne Train. Yeah. Wayne Simmons. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Anything out of the ordinary about that game? Juuso Valimaki got his second goal. Lucic got another point. I think Lucic must have got in shape over the summer this year because he's been skating a lot better. I don't know what happened there. He must have got in shape because he wasn't a guy that really got in shape all that much. He'd focus on bulk and muscle. But I know when he was an Oiler, they asked him to lose weight over the summer, and he came back and said he lost 5 pounds. 5 pounds. He could have just fasted for one day to lose 5 pounds. That was ridiculous. But maybe somebody got through to him and got him to lose some weight because he does look like he's skating a lot better. Johnny Gaudreau gets the overtime goal. Every goal Johnny Gaudreau scores, I think, could be the last goal he scores for the Calgary Flames. I really don't think Johnny Gaudreau is going to be back next year. Could be wrong about that. We'll see. Sutter's going to have his list of guys that he doesn't want there anymore. And on that list, it will be interesting to see what that list is going to look like. That's for sure. I got to say, Mark Stone from Calgary is playing the best hockey of his life I've ever seen him play. I'd like to know what his fancy stats are this year because before this, he's had horrible analytics. But my eye test shows that he's playing pretty well, which is amazing because I've never really thought that. Wayne Train, yeah. Okay, we'll go to the next game, and the next game just ticks me right off. The Predators and the Lightning. Did anybody have the Preds to win this? I'm sure they did. Avatar had the Preds 4-3. Is that it? Yeah, the only one was Avatar. Avatar picked up 2 points. Oh, yeah. Stone from Calgary, yeah. Yeah, I know. I never... But anyways, Tampa Bay goes in. They put McElhaney in at the last second. Like literally the last second they put McElhaney in. No, I mean Stone from Calgary. I see what you're doing there. Yeah, Stone from Calgary. I know he actually played a good game. He's actually been playing well since he got back in the lineup. I don't know what he did. Again, a lot of times it's conditioning with players too. Sometimes you get too comfortable in the lineup. When he was in Arizona, he was thought of to be like a big 1-2 guy. And sometimes you get maybe a little too comfortable and you forget what got you there and you're not doing the things to keep you on top of your game. And his game just seemed to fall off. So he went to Calgary and they keep on giving him a contract. They kept on giving him chances and chances and chances. So I'm thinking that he got himself in shape. He started remembering what it means to be a professional or learning. And he could be a late blooming defenseman there. But Tampa Bay putting McElhaney in at the last second was ridiculous. Like, oh man. Anyways, why we didn't talk about that much at the trade deadline. Why the heck is McElhaney not is Backlund going to produce the rest of his contract? I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's producing now. So they overpaid for Backlund. What's he getting? 4.5 or something like that? 5 million? Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. Stone. Yeah. I think that's what you're talking about. Is he going to produce the rest of his contract? Okay, how much time do we got here? 8 minutes? We got only one more game to do? Yeah, let's take a look at that. Yeah, I know. Okay, we didn't talk about, that's what I was going to say. We didn't talk about the fact that Tampa didn't get a backup goaltender at the trade deadline. Like, maybe there wasn't one available, but just about anybody would have been all right, wouldn't it? He's horrible this year. He's really bad. He's not going to be playing after this year. Calgary. I'm looking for Calgary. Calgary. Michael Backlund, $5 million for the next 3 years, 4 years. Boy, he's going to be 36 at the end of that contract. Ouch. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's pretty bad when you think Elliott's an upgrade, but I think he would have been an upgrade for McElhaney, to tell you the honest truth. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't have been. There was a lot of, maybe they just, I don't know. There had to be a way to work around cap space. Obviously, Detroit didn't have Bernier on the block, so or at least appears that way anyways, but you would have thought that they would have had somebody in there. So Minnesota's up 3-1 going into the third period right now. Crazy. I was so mad. I had that in as a pick on my Patreon, and if I would have known that McElhaney was in, I would have been all over Nashville. All over Nashville. But Cooper does that all the time. I'm not even going to bother going into that game because it doesn't really matter, except maybe somebody had like a lot of goals that we should talk about. Grimaldi got his 9th. I've always wondered why they didn't play Grimaldi higher in the lineup. Maybe he's just too small, can't take the physical stuff. Tanner Jeannot scored his first goal. That's cool. Who had all the goals here? Grimaldi had an assist. Arvidsson, Johansson, Harper. It was by committee. Arvidsson had 2, just coming back off of injury. But that Nashville team is dialed in, man. And Tampa is so not dialed in. Man, they don't look good at all. They look terrible. Double digits for Nashville, yeah. Okay, let's go to our last game. Tampa Bay only had 23 shots on net, by the way. The Predators had 22 and scored 7. 7. And they left McElhaney in for the whole game. I have a feeling that he played McElhaney to almost like to tell management, like, this is your fault. They should have got a backup goaltender. I don't know how you. I don't know. I get maybe there wasn't one out there. I'm not sure, but yeah, I am. So everybody has a low opinion of Elliott right now, but he's 30-some years old. It's probably his last year, I'm thinking. Stamkos is coming back. Well, that's good, but okay, Stars versus Panthers. I'm sure somebody got this one. Steele had 6-1 Panthers. Valora had Panthers 4-3. Joe had 3-2 Stars. Nobody had 3-2 Panthers, really? Mike had 4-2 Panthers. Wow, close. Mercer had 3-1 Panthers. We were all over it, but nobody actually nailed it. I thought Savard three-way deal would include Bernier. Oh yeah. Oh, three-way deal or something like that. Something. Even Grice would have been fine. You know, I know Stevie Y though. He's not going to trade guys if they don't want to be traded. No, doesn't Toby. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. But you're special, Valara, Toby, and that's the main thing. That's the main thing, right? We're all special here. We're all the cool kids in the land here at Pearls of Wisdom Industries. You know, just because we don't get all our picks right, that we or have a life or anything like that, doesn't mean that we're not just special, because we are. You're all very special to me. Yeah, I don't know what they were asking, if they were asking anything at all. Who else? What other goaltender are we going to play? Lion? Might as well. Might as well play Lion the whole way now. Give him a shot in the NHL because we're not making it. So I'm not. I think even Lion might have been better than McElhaney this year. McElhaney's been so bad. Okay, we are now going to go to a word from our sponsor, and when we come back, we're going to look at the rankings, where we're at, all of those sort of things like that, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go. I'm going to go right now. I'll be back in 3 minutes. This is a word from our.
Greetings. This is Steel Flyers from the Steel Flyers All Sports Network, and we have two very special guests. We are delighted to be joined by Tracy Musser and Nicole Howard from the Canine Country Club Resorts. Tracy and Nicole are both managers for CCC Resorts and work at the Windsor or at the club, one of two locations both in Manheim, Pennsylvania. Congratulations on your 30th year anniversary of being in business. Let me start off by saying this. Steel Flyer stands behind this company 100%. Taking care of Steel Flyer's furry friend for the last 2 years now, and they are a one-stop shop for everything your furry friend needs. In fact, let's find out what our friends at CCC Resorts offer. Nicole, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. What are some of the great boarding services that you guys offer, and what do we have to do in order to get our furry friends taken care of when we are unable to travel with them?
Well, we like to bring everybody in for a tour first. That way they can see the behind the scenes, they can see where they stay, they can see where they play, and then we explain all of the fun things that we can add on to their reservation, whether it be one of our packages, either a nature walk, a ball time, or even a cuddle time.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Boy, it sure sounds like a resort to me. So how are you today, Tracy?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Tracy, tell me, is it true that you guys have both an indoor and an outdoor pool at the Windsor location?
It is true. We've got one of each, so we're able to offer year-round swimming. The indoor pool is a great option for dogs who are swimming for therapy or rehab. It's got that sloped entry so they can wade into the water. Our outdoor pool is a little bit larger and it's 4 foot deep the whole way across. And both of them are saltwater pools, so it's really easy on the dog's skin and coat.
Wow, that's very awesome. So then during the summer months, you have a much deeper pool outside and then a sloped entry shallow pool indoors for the dogs. Tracy, tell the folks how we can get some pool time.
Well, the first thing everyone does is come for an intro swim. We use that time to make sure the dog is comfortable in the water. We make sure they know how to get out of the pool safely, and we go over all the pool rules and etiquette with the clients as well. After that, they're able to schedule private appointments where they have the pool to themselves, or they can invite friends and have a whole group swim going on.
So after a dip in the pool, then it would have to be off to the groomers, right? I mean, our furry friends cannot go out looking their best. Nicole, what are some of the great services your top notch groomers provide?
Our groomers, they specialize in full service grooms. We can do the basics, whether it be just a bath and a brush out or a blowout. Or for the extra pampered pooches, we can do nail dremels, we can do deodorizing soaks, and also facials.
Wow, man, that sounds like a resort if you ask me. Tracy, I know one of the main programs here at CCC Resorts is the WAGS program. The Steel Flyers dog is enrolled in this program. So why don't you tell the folks what is involved in this and how they can get enrolled?
Yeah, the WAGS program is our primary daycare option at the Windsor. It's designed to be a structured program for people who are looking for a set routine for their dog. They all come on the same days each week, which allows them to have set friends, and we know exactly what's going on with each group. So we do a little bit more activities and we build more into their daily routine there. But we've got other daycare options as well for people looking for a little less commitment. We do an hourly care where you can drop them off and just pay by the hour. We also do a day stay option, which is great for the dogs that prefer human friends instead of making friends with other dogs. And then we have a traditional daycare option as well if you're looking for the occasional outing for your dog.
Wow, there you have it. A full service groomer, a daycare program, and an indoor and outdoor pool. What more could you ask for? Sure seems like CCC Resorts has everything covered. Remember, DOG, depend on God.
We are back. How you doing, everybody? All right, we're going to get into picks for today now. Yes, we are. And, first of all, I got to bring up the window capture up to the top here so you guys can see. All right. Now, I got to... All right, can you see all that now? Hey, how come it's not working? Oh, that's why. Okay. All right, you see that now? Mercer is leading with 1 5-pointer. He's nailing it with 2 pointers. CL goes up the charts, man. Perlo's third. Bronze prize going on here. I'm catching up now, boys and girls. I'll tell you. I'm going to win this thing, and then nobody can do what they, that they could have done before. You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to win this thing. Jacket had 39 Hockey News reports. Not bad. 30. Steele's not doing bad since he's not a regular contributor to the program. So Sasha, Serrano, let me go up here and get the rest of them in here. Here we go. Here. Ingracia, LaRose, Avatar. There we go. And Projo only got 2 points so far. He's probably he's our weak performer of the week, I would say. That's not very good to be, because he's been on at least a couple times, and he hasn't. Okay, let me turn off the window capture here. Nice, wow, privilege. I'm back. Okay. I got to turn off my window capture. And we're back again. Woo! Okay. Now, let's go. We're going to go to look at picks for tonight. Mercer is crushing it. Who's going to crush it today? Anybody new in the chat? What we're doing here is you tell us who's going to win. By the way, Minnesota's winning 5-1 in the third. So, yeah, you should feel everybody's special here. Everybody's special. It's just who was it? Serrano or Mercer that was in there? I forgot. This way, who was it? Mercer. Serrano's in. You feel special and you're in ninth. That's okay. It's okay to feel special, even if you're in ninth. That's okay. You should feel special. Everybody's special. It just so happens that Mercer's equal special. He's just better at picks. That's all. That's all. That's his thing. That's his thing. Although we're trying to be the best here, but I don't know. That's what they say now. That's what they say. That makes everybody feel good on their insides when you say stuff like that. So we say stuff like that. Okay. We all like to feel good on our insides, don't we? We sure do. We like to feel good on our outsides often too. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You're illegitimate. You really don't even have to listen to me at all because I highly doubt you're my actual child. So we haven't even got the paperwork on that yet. So, okay, where's everybody going? We're doing picks now and people are leaving. What the heck? Why would you be leaving now? First game is on right now, so we're not doing that one. So the first game we're doing is the Flames versus Canadians. I am going to go, okay, so let's, well, first of all, we'll see. We'll try to update if they show who's going to be in net yet for the Flames. Don't know. Jake Allen, it's saying they're playing Markstrom. Who the heck is their third string goaltender? I don't even know. Is it Parsons? Who is their third string goaltender? Why don't we check it out? Who's their backup right now? Louis Domingue. Oh my. Oh my. I think they're going to be going Markstrom. If Louis Domingue is in, yeah, I'm all over that. For sure. Yeah, Avatar is going 3-2 Flames, really. Flames on a back-to-back. CL is going 3-1 Flames. The Flames are on a back-to-back. They don't have any significant injuries, but you're going to go your Habs, are you? Hockey News reports it's going 3-2 Habs. Serrano, it's going 4-3 Flames. Even the Laval Rocket. Yeah, just about anybody can score. Where did everybody go? We went to do picks and everybody took off. How is that? Why would you want to do that? It's the most, yeah, I got you. 3-1 Flames. Mercer. 4-2 Habs. All right, I guess people don't want points today. Anyways, Perlo. I like the 4-2 Habs. That was a good one. You know, it really kind of depends on if Louis Domingue is going to be in net. Not who I think is going to win, but what the score I'm going to pick here is. I'm going to say 5-2 Habs. Okay, somebody just came in. Do your pick if you just come in. We're doing Flames versus Canadians. You got to say who you think's going to win and what the score is going to be. Whoever you are, I'm giving you a little more time here to get your pick in so you can win the fabulous prizes. Good question. That's right. You know what? I forgot to share this. We got a lot of time here. Let's just talk, and I'm going to share this around a little bit, see if we can get some people in here. Because I don't want people to miss out on this. By the way, did I have a thumbnail on this? Let me see. Did my thumbnail not work on this? Yeah, I had a thumbnail. How come it didn't show up on my thing? I'm going to... No, I don't think Flames are going to be good on a back-to-back either. I think they're going to be very bad on a back-to-back. They barely beat Toronto last night, and Toronto was on a back-to-back. Now, Toronto's a really good team. I'm going to try sharing this. Yeah, I'm going to try sharing this in my Patreon. And maybe it'll wake him up. He'll get a notification in the Patreon. He's a Patreon guy, so... Yeah, I think Montreal would be really dropping the ball if they lost this. Okay, I shared it a couple places. We'll see if it comes in. Let's go to our next one, 2:15. We got lots of time, so it's cool. We can wait for people to come into the chat to do the picks. If you come in, we got lots of time. Calgary versus Canadiens was our first one. You can put your picks down. It's okay. Okay, next one. Where are we here? Jets versus Senators. Jets lost to the Senators last game, which was really odd. The Senators are a feisty team. I think it was just before trade deadline, and maybe their minds were kind of elsewhere in that game. The Jets, that is. We have Murray versus Brossoit. Murray's back in this game. I don't think there's anything as far as injuries. There's nothing really major. Ottawa's had the same injuries for a long time. Dzingle's out. That's fairly significant for Ottawa because they can't really afford to have anybody out. Yeah, nothing. Same. Wheeler is out for the Jets still, which has been like that for quite some time. As far as how did Winnipeg get to... Oh, get out of here. How did Winnipeg get to Ottawa? Winnipeg has had some time off between this game, I think. Oh, they played Ottawa last time. Yeah, so there's nothing much there. So let's see what we got. Avatar. 4-2 Jets. CL. 3-2 Jets. Really? Think it's going to be that close, do you? Mercer figures it's going to be a high-scoring game. 5-4 Jets. Uh-oh, hot take. HNR has a hot take, 3-0. Sens. Woo! It's going for the big additional points there. Serrano. 3-1 Jets. With Murray in net. Perlo. I'm going to go 5-2 Jets. I'm going 5-2 Jets. I would be very surprised if the Jets lose this game. I'm trying to think of ways. They would really have to be dropping the ball to lose this game, I think. Pretty big time, actually. They have all the motivation to win. They could take first place. That's going to be huge this year, getting first place for any team, especially in that. Like, okay, right now, if you are, let's look at the standings. If you are in the North Division, if the first place team would have to play Montreal, and that's likely going to be the case. So it's whether you want to play Montreal or you want to play Edmonton. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I wouldn't maybe not rather want to play Edmonton, actually. Huh, that's interesting. They're pretty far behind Toronto, too. But now they could, Edmonton could take them over. And then they would have to play Edmonton in Edmonton. So they're playing for a home ice advantage. I just think that Winnipeg is going to be wanting to go in strong into the playoffs. I really like Paul Maurice's coaching, and I don't think they're really going to see too many letdowns from this team. There's a good question. Who would you rather play? Oh, you'd rather play the Oilers over the Habs? Yeah. Do I put home and away? That's a good question, actually. I have to really think about that. I'm not sure. I never really understood home and away records. I do know that I lean if a team has a good away record, that I kind of lean to them as far as winning in the playoffs. Anyways, because it usually means winning away on the road is usually a sign of good character. Even if their home record isn't the greatest, I'm more inclined to lean to a team that's won a lot on the road, because that's where the real character games come in. That shows a tight-knit group and stuff like that. So that would be my answer to that. And that doesn't really change in this, maybe even more so this year because of all the COVID stuff and a lot of factors like that. So interesting question though, for sure. Yeah, it's a toss-up. I don't know. I think Montreal maybe might be built better for the playoffs. It's about all I would say there. Maybe they're built more for the playoffs. That's about, yeah. The thing, Toronto's bottom lines, and they didn't really take care of that. They still don't have much of a third line center. Kyra is not who I want on a third line center. I find that player depth usually wins in the playoffs. Now, Draisaitl and McDavid can go off anytime, probably win a series by themselves sometimes. But overall, as a team, I think Montreal's depth I would lean to is better in the playoffs than McDavid's high-end talent up front. Do I think Petry's in the top 3? You know, I haven't been. How many points is he at now? Hockey News Reports, HNR. I don't think so. Maybe he is, but there's when it comes to the actual people who vote, they tend to go with guys that have been up in that category for a while. So either that or a player that's young and crazy. I don't. Although I think Petry should deserve recognition, should deserve more recognition than he's probably going to get. He's probably not going to get the recognition that he should get. Stahl would have been great. I would have been happy to have Stahl. Now, with Stahl, though, I think he had a bit of a say on where he was going to go. And even then, Edmonton should have been okay for him because it's closer to home. So in the last 5 games, he's been cold. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he would have had to really rock it for the rest of the way to have a shot. I think, and he hasn't, so probably not. And like I said, his name is not something that's been out there as a Norris Trophy defenseman, and he's older, and it's just unfortunately the way it is. Like when Doughty won his, he probably didn't deserve it that year. He really kind of got it because he's been around long enough that they figure we should probably give him one, and that happens a lot. I haven't even really thought who wins the Norris this year. I don't think it can be Hedman this year. I haven't put much thought to it. What do you guys think? I mean, if Makar never got injured, I think he would have probably been a shoo-in. Well, yeah, I've been looking around for those. I got to find ones that you don't have to tie yourself though, because I don't know how to frickin' do it. I think it probably is a thing, but I haven't really found one. They're hard to find. Bow ties are not big anymore, so they're hard to pick up in period, to tell you the honest truth. How many points has Carlson got this year? He should get 1. Yeah, Carlson would be a good pick for the Norris this year, I think. Why not? I mean, I don't know why. Nobody's like popping into my head as that guy should get a Norris this year. Josie was injured. Barry can't get one. Come on. That would be no. Definitely not. Riley, I don't know if he's putting up the points this year. Who goes for the Norris? Let me take a look. I got to look at some teams here. Montreal, Nashville. Ekblad was on his way to possibly grabbing one. You can't give one to Seth Jones, and you can't give one to Werenski. Is it time for Hamilton to get his? How many? Maybe it's time to give it to Slavin. Maybe it's the year that we give it to Slavin, because Slavin deserves one. Fox, I would not disagree with that. Fox getting it this year, I'd be all over that. He deserves it. for sure. We just gave it to Fox. There we go. I would give it to Slavin. This feels like the year that a guy who's a defensive defenseman like Slavin, who crushes every night like that. I think the last time somebody like that got it was Robinson or Langway or something like that. Was Langway in Washington years ago. And this feels like maybe the year you give it to him. He deserves it. Give it to Slavin this year. Okay. Wow, let's go. Next game we're doing is the Avalanche and Blues. Avalanche versus Blues. And I haven't put a pick for this game because I am all over the place on this game. Starting goaltenders, I have a feeling they're not going to be putting these in until late. Where is it? Jordan Binnington, nobody is confirmed in this game. It's got to be Grubauer and Binnington, though. It's got to be. Yeah, St. Louis has been playing better. Binnington looks like he's got a look in his eye that he's going to start going off right now. Grubauer has, when he's great, and when he's not, he's terrible. But fortunately for Colorado, he's been great more often than not this year. This is going to be a humdinger of a game. I'm going to be interested to see what everybody has here. Louis Eriksson for the Hearts. Yeah, exactly. Hockey News Reports has 7-1 Avs. Really? Yeah, this is going to be a great game. Mercer has 5-2 Avalanche. Serrano has 4-3 Avs. Did I get everybody here? CL, waiting for CL. You guys got all your getting your protractors out and everything, I imagine. Oh yeah, I could always see that happen with Colorado. I mean, they're CL 4-1 Avs. Everybody's hot on the Avs here. St. Louis is playing so strong, but I mean, this is the Avs. It's the Avalanche. The Avalanche can easily take this. This is a huge game for St. Louis. I think that's why I'm struggling with this. It's an absolutely enormous game for St. Louis. Every game is enormous for St. Louis now the next little while. And they've got a lot of games against Minnesota and Colorado. Just to be different, I'm going to take 3-2 Blues. I don't know. Avatar 4-2 Avs. Okay, anybody that's new in here, we're just taking the team and the score. You tell us what it is, and then you get points. And you're not out of it anytime. You can go up. We just saw people go up and down the standings so fast. You nail a couple fives, and you're in it right away. So feel free to put in your... Yeah. I just got a feeling about the Blues tonight. But then I've said that before. I think I said the last time I said that, the Blues just got rocked. So I have a hard time picking. I have a hard time going against the Avs at any time, though, at the same time. So I'm really going to be interested to see how the Blues play tonight and how the Avs are in a comfortable spot right now, and the Blues are like every game is huge. They're going to be coming out. They're going to be way prepared for this game. The Avs are going to have their playoff faces on, playoff game going tonight, or St. Louis has. And I'm not sure the Avs are going to be in that mode. However, they're so darn good that they don't even have to be in that mode, and they can still beat anybody. Their play in the offensive zone is second to none in the league. Like, it's going to be everything the St. Louis Blues can handle to win this game, unless the Avs really come in like not realizing or not paying attention to the fact that the Blues are going to be out there to crush it. I don't know if I'll look like a genius. I just think that if there's a good spot for the Blues to beat the Avs, this is probably it, I think. Let me see. Let me see if there's anything. St. Louis. St. Louis hasn't played in a while, too. The Avalanche. The Avalanche played in Arizona, and now they're played at home, and now this is their first game. They go on a road trip, and then they play LA. St. Louis hasn't played for 2 games. Is it more than 2 games, or is it only 2 games? Hasn't played in 3 games at home. So they've had time to practice, get going. Oh, man. Parayko's in the lineup. Yeah, it's just possible. I really could see this is like a really good spot for the Blues. I think it's a good spot for the Blues. It's a tough pick, but if Dubnyk was in that, and nobody's been confirmed yet, so you never know. Probably not, though. They're probably going to be they play LA after this. So I imagine they'll try Dubnyk out in LA rather than here. Just 1 second, I'll be right back. She's at work. She forgot her phone. Sorry about that. Just another call for getting it. Busy house of spanking this weekend, I'll tell you right now. They're going to be lined up outside the door. Lots of people needing spankings this weekend. I don't know why. Yeah, okay. All right, let's go to our next game then. If you're new, I see a few more people have come in the chat here. You can give me picks for our previous games. You just take a team, what the score is going to be, and we talk about the games and we talk about all that kind of stuff like that. That's what we do here at Pearls of Wisdom Industries. So enjoy the frolic. By the way, if you want to see what all my picks were from last night, head over to my last video I did. I got the audio fixed too. It's really good. Okay. Next game. Golden Knights versus the Kings. Talking about the Kings. Knights versus Kings. Okay. Probably no goaltender confirmation here. It usually isn't for these games. No. It's Fleury and Calvin Peterson are the 2 that are projected to be in. I don't know. LA, you got to figure they're going to win one here soon, but I picked them to make the playoffs this year, and I was wrong. It was a bad. Now looking back on it, I don't know why I would take a young team like that to make a playoffs in this year. Kind of silly. I like the makeup of their team in the long run, but they're not there this year. So, Avatar, 4-2 Knights. 4-2 Vegas. I'm going to say Vegas. It's easier that way. Avatar. Mercer, 4-1 Vegas. CL, 2-1 Vegas. Three, 2 Vegas for Serrano. Edmonton Steals. I think everybody will probably go Vegas here, I would imagine. This feels like, oh, I thought maybe this would be your hot take. 4-3 Vegas. I would feel more comfortable with LA here if Peterson was playing better. But it's not just Peterson. They've got two very significant defensemen out in Roy and Boquist and Bornquist. And ever since they've been out, they just haven't been the same. They cannot afford to have defensemen out in LA. They don't have enough depth. So they're probably going to want to go for defense in this draft. And good thing for them, there's lots of defense in this draft. They got a couple of guys coming up too. So we'll see. I think they're going to also look into free agency this year. I think they're looking more towards the tail end of their rebuild. So, yeah, Minnesota won 5-2. I had Minnesota already, but we would have had it on. I should have did it yesterday. I dropped the ball on that. I didn't realize it was an afternoon game until today. I looked on the Curtis, a guy that I talk about hockey a lot, said, "Do you realize that that's an afternoon game?" And I was like, "Really? I did not know that." I'm going to say 5-2 Vegas. You got to cut down the hot takes to get ahead of me. Yeah, I don't know. After today, I think it's going to be all over but the crying here, buddy. Is there only 5 games today after this? We only have one more game after this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And then we can talk more stuff like Vesnas and stuff like that. Why don't we talk about that? We already brought up who the Norris was going to be, so we can talk Vesnas and stuff like that. Okay, here we go. Ducks and Sharks. I have to find out. I have to look into who this guy is because I have no idea who he is. The starting goaltender for the Sharks is Joseph Coronar. I have no idea. Joseph Coronar, I think. And Anaheim is going back to Stolars again because he crushed it last game. They're going back to him again. So Stolars versus Coronar, and I'm going to look up who Coronar is right now because I have no idea. I've never heard of him. San Jose, there we are. Coronar. Sorry, I can't see the chat. Okay, I got lots of time. So, Coronar. Who the heck is Coronar? Joseph Coronar, 23 years old, from Czech Republic. Oh my gosh. He has a 3.22 and a .898 in the AHL this year. He has never put up good numbers in the AHL. Oh my gosh. Okay. With San Jose's, this is a weird game, man. 7-4. That sounds about right. It would depend on what Stolar. Does Stolars go off again? Weird game. I would just avoid that game altogether. I have no idea. Avatar 4-0 Ducks. I think Stolars goes off and this Kolinar kid gets smoked. With San Jose's defense the way it is, yeah, I mean, yeah. And San Jose outshot them huge last game. But their defense was so bad. It was crazy. Serrano. Three-two Sharks. Who had 7-4 Sharks? CL had 7-4 Sharks. Very unpredictable game. Yeah, I agree with you. Anaheim has no scoring, although they scored like crazy last game. They don't have any scoring on their team. San Jose's defense is brutal. Why is that happening right now? San Jose's defense is horrible. And I don't know anything about this kid except he can't stop pucks in the AHL. Stolars overall in his career has not been great in the NHL, but he had a great year. He had a great game last game. Hockey News Reports takes Ducks 4-2 Ducks. I'm thinking Jones must be injured or something like that. Mercer 3-1 Sharks. Yes, Helen does like hockey. She loves hockey. She sits there and knits the Pearls of Wisdom necklaces while she watches hockey games all the time. It's pretty cool. She loves it. Everybody loves hockey. Who doesn't love hockey? If you don't love hockey, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I can't imagine somebody not loving hockey. Can't imagine it at all. So I got to take a pick here. Did I do my one? Yeah, I did. I got to say, five, 3 Ducks. Helen's favorite team is the Philadelphia Flyers too, because she just likes whatever I like. His name is Kolinar or something like that. He's never played a game. He's put up poor AHL numbers. It would seem to me that the San Jose Sharks are pretty much mailing it in here. I don't know. maybe they're putting a guy in that can't stop pucks so to force them to play defense, because that game against the Ducks, the first period anyways, I got to admit, I didn't watch much past the first period. The first period, their defense was terrible. My son does not like hockey. That's my stepson. He doesn't like hockey. It's not that he doesn't like hockey. He just doesn't like it enough to have a team. Probably if you asked him and he was forced to come up with something, he would say the Oilers. He does like hockey. Don't get me wrong. He doesn't like hockey enough to have a team. He likes hockey. If you take him to a game, he likes going to games and all that kind of stuff like that. It's just he's more into school and stuff like that, worrying about, because he's from the Philippines. So is my wife, is from the Philippines too. My wife's favorite team is the Pittsburgh Penguins, if you can believe that. She's a big Sidney Crosby fan. So that'll be there's a lot of interesting games today. Avalanche and Blues, I want to be all over that game. And Ducks versus Sharks, I want to be all over that game. I want to see what happens with that. Like, there's so many factors in there. San Jose can just go off and score goals at any time. Anaheim will outwork you. You know, that's the one thing. San Jose can be outworked. Too often they are outworked. After getting shellacked last game by Anaheim, yeah, she's a Crosby fan. She likes Crosby, Sidney Crosby. It's her favorite player. And she also likes Lundqvist. But Lundqvist isn't playing anymore. But she really liked Lundqvist. Not a huge Rangers fan, but a big Lundqvist fan. So she liked Lundqvist and Crosby. My wife, when she watches hockey, she gets more excited than I do when she decides to sit down and watch a game, which isn't very often, but she will decide to sit down and watch a game sometimes, and she gets more excited than I do, especially come playoff time. And she loves going to the games. My favorite Flyers player. Probably Konechny. I think it's too long because I don't think it was necessary to go that long. But the more I think about it, the more I kind of understand it. Lawton's got a lot of heart. And if they're, besides Carter Hart, the Flyers don't. Couturier, Giroux, Lawton, I think they've got a heart problem there. And I think they just overreacted. Philadelphia just overreacts too much. They overreact. I think they overreact too much now since Chuck Fletcher went in there. They did so with Gustafsson. They did so signing Braun to 2 years. And now I think that this Lawton contract was like a reaction to the rest of the team, saying, you know, if you've got heart, we'll take care of you. And I get it. I don't think the contract is going to kill them, though, either, so I don't think it's a terrible contract. I don't think it's terrible. The thing is, though, when you give a guy like Lawton that kind of money for that long, what can happen is, what's supposed to happen is Lawtons are supposed to be replaced. As much as you love them, you're supposed to bring up young players like that fairly regularly in your in drafting. And we have players coming up like Forster and stuff like that that are like that. And now you're paying him $3 million a year. If that young player has to take, if we have a young player Yeah, if we have a young player in Philly that comes up and can take that spot, you got to play that young player, or you should, anyways. In which case, you've got a guy sitting in Lawton now is sitting in the taxi cab at $3 million a year. You understand what I mean? I don't think it's a horrible contract. I just think that there's a lot of overreacting, and maybe I even overreacted to that contract a bit, but I'm not happy with Chuck Fletcher and what he's done. Too many times, this year especially, the signing of Braun, the signing of Gustafsson, and then giving a third line energy guy $3 million a year for how many years was it again? Yeah. That's the only reason why. Those type of players you want to sign to short-term contracts. I don't see how Lawton could have, I don't see how Lawton would have got more. Maybe $500,000 somewhere else, but not the term. I don't see it. Like, I would rather sign Lawton to 3.5 for 2 years. That was the last game, wasn't it? We did, yeah, there was 5 games. That was the last game. We got 5 minutes. Who do you think gets the who gets the MVP this year? McDavid, right? It's got to be McDavid. That's an easy one, pretty much. Does anybody disagree with that McDavid gets the MVP this year? We were going to talk about that. McDavid gets the MVP. Vezina, I haven't been looking at goaltender numbers, but everybody wants to give it to Vasilevsky, but I don't think Vasilevsky's been bad, but the team has played terrible. Voracek. How about the Selke? How about the Selke? Bergeron probably should get it every year. Can't be Couturier this year. Crosby should get it. Why not? He deserves one. It's time. Like, you give it to Crosby just to say that you finally gave one to Crosby. Crosby's been the best two-way player in the league, lots, but didn't get the Selke because he was getting everything else. So they had to give it to somebody else. So maybe this is the year you give him his Selke. Yeah, when it comes to goalies, Hellebuyck again would be fair with that defense in front of him. Grubauer. Oh, Mike Smith would be amazing. Just imagine giving Mike Smith the Vezina this year. Wow, that would be incredible. I haven't even looked at his numbers. What are his numbers? I know they're pretty darn good. Fleury, he's kind of fell off a little bit at the end here. We'll see what he does. Maybe Fleury. But I wanted to think more about the Selke. What do we got? The best players out there. Vasilevsky, Talbot. Talbot, eh? I think with those guys, I got to go back to Hellebuyck again. He started off a little bit rough, but what about Lankinen? Lankinen, we'll see what Lankinen does for the rest of the season. I mean, he's been going off. But I'm trying to think of Selke. Like, let me look real quick here. Selke. Selke's a tough one. Nobody on the Blackhawks. Vancouver, Washington, Edmonton. How about Scheifele? Is this the year we give one to Scheifele? Scheifele, Crosby. Or maybe maybe Barkov gets one finally. Maybe Barkov, Backstrom in Washington? Yeah. That's fair. Rookie of the year has got to go to Kaprizov, I think. Kaprizov or Lankinen. The kid in New Jersey there, the defenseman, he kind of fell off. Ty Smith. But I still think you got to go with Kaprizov right now. But I don't know. Lankinen, you can make a really good case for. Yeah, Chicago would have been screwed without Lankinen this year. Coach of the year, I got to go. I still got to go. I got to go with Q. Evison, Q, Evison, Maurice, Paul Maurice, or Coulaton. Coulaton's going to get one eventually, for sure. No doubt about it. Well, I guess that's going to be it for today. Okay, we're going to do our picks for tomorrow. Thanks for coming in, guys. We got 80 playbacks. Good. Killer. Thanks for coming out. 3 to 5 tomorrow. We might have a guest tomorrow. We may. We'll see. Until then, you guys are awesome. Check out my last video if you could. And have a great day. Lots of love to you. Okay, bye.